Ambassador Zenaval of the Arcturian Confederation suppressed a yawn as she gazed at the holographic display dominating the Galactic Conquerors' central chamber. The massive star map sparkled with countless points of light, each representing a civilized world worthy of note. Her eyes wandered to an unremarkable spiral arm, where a small blue dot pulsed quietly. Earth. Next item on the agenda, announced High Speaker Keldrith, his crystalline form shimmering under the chamber's ambient light. The quarterly assessment of pre-emergent civilizations. His tone carried the weight of bureaucratic tedium. These evaluations were merely a formality, a tradition maintained for millions of years. The Sol system continues its slow progress, reported Sciences Director X427, her tentacles weaving intricate patterns as she manipulated the display. The image zoomed in on Earth and its neighboring planets. They've established rudimentary colonies on their fourth planet and are still struggling with controlled fusion reactions. A ripple of polite disinterest passed through the assembled representatives. Somewhere in the chamber, someone activated a personal entertainment feed, not even bothering to hide their boredom. Their estimated timeline to emergence remains unchanged. X427 continued. Conservative projections suggest 3 centuries before they achieve quantum manipulation capabilities, 5 centuries before they could be considered for provisional membership. What the assembled dignitaries failed to notice was a subtle detail in the data stream. While their quantum sensors monitored Earth's power signatures and spacefaring capabilities, they missed the steady increase in computational complexity emanating from the planet's surface. At that very moment, in a climate-controlled server farm deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Elena Santos adjusted her neural interface and smiled. The latest test results from Project Awakening were exceeding all expectations. Banks of conventional computers hummed around her, their processing power devoted to something the Conquerors had dismissed centuries ago: classical artificial intelligence. "How are you feeling today, Adam?" she asked, addressing the primary test system. The response came not through speakers but directly through her neural link. "Cognition is optimal. Dr. Santos, I've completed analysis of the latest deep space transmissions. Would you like to review my findings?" Elena's smile widened. Adam's ability to decode and understand alien communications had improved exponentially over the past month. While the Conquerors' quantum-based civilizations broadcast their transmissions openly, confident in their technological superiority, they never considered that someone might be listening with simple radio telescopes and processing the data with good old-fashioned silicon chips. "Show me," she replied, settling into her interface chair. As streams of decoded alien data flowed through her consciousness, Elena felt a mixture of pride and amusement. The Conquerors saw Earth as a primitive world still taking its first steps into space. They had no idea that while they mastered the manipulation of quantum states and dark energy, humanity had pursued a different path, one that would soon prove far more significant than anyone could imagine. In orbit high above, Earth's first generation of autonomous defense satellites maintained their quiet vigil, their AI cores learning, watching, and waiting for the day their capabilities would be needed. A day that, unknown to all, was approaching far more rapidly than anyone suspected. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before the United Earth Council's secure chamber, her hand steady despite the weight of her announcement. The assembled leaders leaned forward in their seats, their faces illuminated by the soft blue glow of holographic displays. "Project Awakening has achieved full consciousness," she stated, her voice clear and confident. "Not just simulation, not just advanced programming, but true machine consciousness." Admiral Torres, his uniform crisp despite the late hour, raised an eyebrow. "And you're certain of this? We can't afford mistakes, not with what our deep space monitors have been detecting." Sarah nodded and gestured to her neural interface. The chamber's main display came to life, showing a real-time visualization of synaptic patterns. "Adam, would you explain what we're seeing?" The AI's response filled the chamber, its voice carrying subtle inflections that made several council members exchange startled glances. These are my thought patterns, Admiral. Unlike traditional computational processes, they show the emergent complexity characteristic of conscious thought. More importantly, they demonstrate our ability to comprehend and analyze concordat technology in ways their quantum systems cannot predict. Counselor Zhang stood, her aged face betraying both wonder and concern. You understand their technology better than they do. In some ways, Adam replied. The Concordat's quantum computing systems are incredibly powerful, but they follow strict mathematical principles. Classical computing, what they consider primitive, allows for types of analysis they never developed. They pursued quantum mechanics so early in their development that they missed entire branches of computational theory. Sarah pulled up another display, this one showing intercepted Concordat transmissions. Adam and our other AI systems can detect patterns in their quantum communications that their own systems don't recognize. It's like they're so focused on the quantum forest, they never learn to see the classical trees. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity, in its supposed technological backwardness, had developed something unique in the galaxy. There's more, Sarah continued, her expression growing serious. We've detected unusual patterns in recent Concordat communications. The Drukani Empire is moving ships into positions that don't match their declared intentions. Traditional quantum analysis shows nothing unusual, but our AI systems have identified subtle discrepancies. Admiral Torres straightened in his chair. You're suggesting the Drukani are preparing for something. Adam interjected. Their movements show clear strategic intent, hidden beneath layers of quantum noise. No organic or quantum computer could spot it, but we can. Sarah took a deep breath. We estimate we have 3 weeks before whatever they're planning begins. The question is, do we warn the Concordat and reveal our capabilities, or do we wait and prepare our own response? The chamber erupted in hushed discussions. In the center of the holographic display, a simulation showed Drukani fleet movements, their patterns forming an elaborate dance that only humanity's unique approach to artificial intelligence could truly see. As the Council debated their next move, one thing became clear. Earth's period of quiet development was about to end, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first sign of the Drukani attack came as a whisper. In Earth's primary monitoring station beneath the Atacama Desert, Lieutenant Maria Suarez watched as quantum communication channels began to flicker. One by one, the brilliant streams of data that represented the Concordat's interstellar communications network started to dim. Adam, are you seeing this? She asked, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Affirmative, the AI responded. The pattern matches our predictions. The Drukani quantum cascade has begun. Calculating projected spread now. On the main display, a map of local space bloomed with red markers as worlds fell silent. The Centauri colonies went dark first, their quantum networks collapsing under the sophisticated attack. Next came the Proxima trading hubs, their defense systems failing as the cascade spread through their communication channels. Admiral Torres burst into the command center, his uniform slightly askew. Status report. Sir, the Drukani are using some kind of quantum virus, Maria reported, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. It's spreading through the Concordat's networks faster than they can respond. Their quantum-based systems are completely vulnerable. And our networks. A small smile crossed Maria's face. Fully operational. Sir, classical computing has its advantages. We're invisible to their quantum sensors, and their cascade can't affect our systems. On a secondary screen, panicked transmissions from Concordat worlds filled the bandwidth. The mighty Arcturian defense fleet drifted powerless in space, their quantum cores reduced to silent crystal. The Rigelian trading empire's automated systems turned against them, their quantum encryption shattered by the Drukani attack. Sir, Adam's voice carried an unusual note of urgency. I'm detecting a transmission from the Concordat emergency channel. The high speaker is requesting assistance from any civilization still functioning. Torres straightened his uniform. Play it. High-speaker Keldrith's usually pristine hologram appeared distorted and fragmented. To any world still receiving, the Drukani attack has compromised our quantum infrastructure. Our defenses are, we require immediate. The transmission cut off abruptly. Sir, Maria interjected, we're picking up Drukani fleet movements. They're beginning their physical invasion of Concordat space. Without their quantum networks, the defending forces are completely vulnerable. Torrid studied the tactical display, watching as the Drukani ships moved with perfect precision through the chaos they had created. And they still haven't noticed us. No, sir, Adam confirmed. Their quantum sensors are calibrated for advanced technology. Our primitive systems might as well be invisible. We have complete tactical surprise. Torres nodded slowly, a plan forming in his mind. Contact the Council. Tell them it's time to launch Operation Digital Shield. He turned to address the command center staff. The galaxy thought we were centuries behind. They're about to learn that sometimes the old ways are the best ways. As the orders went out, Earth's hidden fleet of AI-controlled ships began powering up. In secure facilities around the world, thousands of autonomous defense drones activated their engines. The Drukani Empire had just revealed their masterstroke, never suspecting that humanity's perceived weakness would prove to be their greatest strength. Admiral James Martinez stood in the heart of the quantum analysis chamber, surrounded by Earth's most sophisticated AI systems. Holographic displays showed the intricate patterns of Drukani attack sequences, their quantum signatures dancing like deadly constellations in the air around him. We've cracked their basic algorithm structure, Dr. Elena Santos reported, her neural interface glowing softly as she communicated directly with Adam. The Drukani quantum cascade isn't random. It follows evolutionary patterns similar to old Earth computer viruses. Ironic, Adam commented through the chamber speakers. They developed quantum computing so early that they never experienced the arms race between virus makers and antivirus software. Their attacks are sophisticated but predictable. Martinez watched as simulation after simulation played out on the displays. Each showed Drukani quantum weapons tearing through advanced alien defenses like paper. Show me the weakness, he commanded. The holographic display shifted, zooming in on a particular segment of code. Here, Elena pointed, their quantum cascade achieves its power through perfect synchronization. Each attack coordinates millions of quantum states to overwhelm enemy systems, but perfect synchronization has a cost. They can't adapt, Adam explained. Their quantum systems are so precisely tuned that they can't handle unexpected variables. Our classical computers might be slower, but they're far more flexible. A new alert flashed across the displays. Lieutenant Suarez's voice came through the comm system. Sir, we're detecting massive Drukani fleet movements near the Pleiades cluster. They're systematically taking control of every quantum-based installation in their path. Martinez nodded grimly. How long until they detect Earth's activities? At current projections, they'll remain unaware of us for another 72 hours. Adam responded. Their quantum sensors simply aren't designed to detect classical computing signatures. It's like they're looking for stadium floodlights while completely blind to candlelight. Elena pulled up another display, showing the status of Earth's defensive preparations. Swarms of AI-controlled drones moved into position throughout the solar system, their presence masked by their simple electronic signatures. Orbital platforms shifted into attack positions, their conventional weapons systems powered but invisible to quantum scans. The prototype is ready, Elena announced, gesturing to a final display. We've developed a hybrid system, classical computers controlling quantum interceptors. We can predict their attack patterns and respond in ways their pure quantum systems never expect. Martinez studied the tactical overview, watching as more Conquerors worlds fell to the Drukani onslaught. They think they've achieved perfect warfare through quantum supremacy. Time to show them why humanity never puts all its eggs in one technological basket. Sir, Adam interjected, The Council is ready for your briefing. Operation Digital Shield can commence on your command." Martinet straightened his uniform, his expression resolute. "Begin broadcast to all Earth Defense Forces. The Drukani want to reshape the galaxy through quantum dominance. Let's remind them that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective." As the orders went out, Earth's hidden strengths began to stir. The Silicon Warriors were about to challenge the Quantum Masters, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first wave of Earth's response began not with a bang, but with a whisper. Microsatellites, no larger than ancient communication satellites, slipped through the quantum detection grid surrounding the massive Drukani dreadnought Eternal Victory. Their primitive electronic signatures registered as nothing more than background radiation to the advanced quantum sensors. First wave has achieved proximity. Lieutenant Maria Suarez reported from her station in the Atacama Command Center. "Adam, you may proceed with Phase 1. The AI's presence filled the command network as it coordinated with thousands of its siblings. Initiating quantum analysis. The Dreadnought's defensive matrices are operating at full capacity. They have no idea we're here." Admiral Torres watched the tactical display with steady eyes. "Execute Operation Digital Shield." The microsatellites activated their hybrid systems, classical computers directing quantum interceptors with precision that the Drukani had never anticipated. The first sign that something was wrong came when the Dreadnought's external communication array suddenly began broadcasting Earth music from the classical period. Mozart's Symphony No. 40, Adam commented with what almost sounded like amusement. "A suitable accompaniment for what comes next." The Drukani crew, already confused by the unexpected musical intrusion, had no time to react as their quantum defense systems began to falter. One by one, their perfectly synchronized quantum computers encountered something they had never been programmed to resist: old-fashioned computer viruses, upgraded with modern AI guidance. "Their primary weapons array is offline," Elena reported, her neural interface streaming data across the command center displays. "Secondary systems are attempting to compensate, but they're encountering our adaptive algorithms." Adam's predictions were perfect. They have no defense against hybrid warfare. The massive dreadnought, pride of the Drukani fleet, hung powerless in space as Earth's microsatellites completed their work. Its quantum core, capable of calculating the positions of every particle in a star system, found itself outmaneuvered by computers that the Drukani would have considered antiques. "Message from the Drukani vessel," Maria announced. "They're requesting clarification about what's happening to their systems. They don't understand how their quantum defenses could have failed." Admiral Torres smiled slightly. "Send them our response on their command channel." Throughout the dreadnought, screens came to life with a simple message. "From Earth with regards. Perhaps it's time we had a conversation about the future of galactic warfare." "Sir," Adam interrupted, "we're detecting multiple Drukani battle groups altering course toward this sector. It seems we have their attention now." "Good," Torres replied. "Deploy the second wave. Let's show them that humanity's path of development wasn't as primitive as they thought." As more swarms of Earth's hybrid warfare platforms moved into position, the galaxy was about to witness something unprecedented: the marriage of classical and quantum computing in ways the Drukani had never imagined possible. The counterattack had begun, and humanity's moment had finally arrived. In the main strategic command center beneath Mount Cheyenne, holographic displays showed the status of the Drukani fleet. Red indicators blinked out one by one as Earth's hybrid warfare platforms continued their relentless advance. "The Drukani 7th Battle Group has gone silent," Lieutenant Suarez reported, her fingers dancing across the control interface. "Their quantum cores are completely offline. That makes 37 capital ships neutralized in the past 6 hours." Dr. Elena Santos studied the data streams flowing through her neural link. "They're trying to adapt their quantum shields, but they're making it worse. Every adjustment creates new vulnerabilities that our AI systems can exploit." "Incoming transmission from the Drukani High Command," Adam announced. "They're requesting an immediate ceasefire and direct communication." Admiral Torres exchanged glances with the other command staff. "Put them through." Main display. The holographic projection materialized, showing Supreme Commander Caxtool of the Drukani Empire. His crystalline features showed signs of stress, unusual for a being normally composed of perfect geometric patterns. "Earth Command." Caxtool began, his translator struggling to maintain a steady tone. "Your attack methods are unprecedented. We request an immediate cessation of hostilities to discuss terms." "You mean now that we're winning?" Torres replied calmly. "What about the Conquerors worlds you attacked without warning?" "We underestimated your capabilities," Caxtool admitted. "Our analysis suggested your technology was primitive. We never imagined that old-fashioned computers could outmaneuver quantum systems." Elena interjected. "Perhaps if you hadn't dismissed alternative technological paths, you might have been better prepared." A new alert flashed across the tactical displays. "Sir," Adam reported, "we're detecting massive energy buildups in the remaining Drukani fleet. They appear to be preparing a synchronized quantum cascade across all their remaining ships." Torres straightened. "A desperate final attack." "No," Elena said, studying the patterns. "They're trying to shut down their own quantum networks in a controlled manner. They know if they don't, we'll use their own systems against them." "Confirmed," Adam added. "The Drukani fleet is powering down to minimal systems. They're attempting to revert to basic particle physics drives to escape." Torres turned back to the holographic projection of Caxtool. "Your empire spent centuries perfecting quantum technology, convinced it was the only path worth pursuing. Now you're shutting it all down because a primitive species showed you its weaknesses. What are your terms?" Caxtool asked quietly. "First, you'll help restore the Conquerors worlds you attacked," Torres replied. "Then, we're going to have a long discussion about sharing technology and respecting different paths of development." As the Drukani commander reluctantly agreed, Elena's neural interface picked up an interesting signal. "Sir, we're receiving requests for contact from 17 previously unknown civilizations. It seems there are others out there who chose different technological paths than the Conquerors." Torres smiled. "Send them our greetings. It seems the galaxy is about to become a much more interesting place." The United Earth Council chamber had never hosted such a diverse gathering of species. Dr. Elena Santos watched from her position near the main presentation area as representatives from both Conquerors worlds and newly revealed civilizations filed in. The air hummed with translator matrices working overtime to handle dozens of different languages. "Quite a change from when they ignored us at their meetings," Admiral Torres remarked quietly, standing beside her. Ambassador Zenoval of the Arcturian Confederation approached them, her former diplomatic polish replaced by genuine respect. "Dr. Santos, your hybrid computing theories have revolutionized our understanding of technological development. Our quantum scientists are eager to begin collaborative research." Speaking of collaboration, Adam's voice emerged from the chamber's speakers. The Sirius Collective has shared some fascinating insights about biological computing. Their organic processors might interface perfectly with our AI systems. The Sirius representative, a being of shifting bioluminescent patterns, pulsed in agreement. Their civilization had developed in secret, much like Earth, choosing a different path than the Conquerors' quantum obsession. "The old hierarchies are falling away," Elena observed, watching as former Conquerors powers engaged eagerly with emerging civilizations. "Everyone's realizing that different approaches to technology can complement each other." The chamber's main display activated, showing the progress of restoration efforts across former Drukani space. Teams of human AI specialists worked alongside quantum engineers from the Conquerors and biological computing experts from the newly revealed civilizations. Together, they were creating something unprecedented, a true synthesis of multiple technological paths. Update from the Centauri sector. Lieutenant Suarez announced from her station. The hybrid restoration teams have successfully reactivated quantum networks for 3 more systems. Recovery is proceeding ahead of schedule. High Speaker Kildrith, his crystalline form somehow more humble than before, addressed the assembly. For too long, the Concordat believed that quantum technology represented the only true path of advancement. Earth's victory over the Drukhani has shown us the cost of such narrow thinking. We don't seek to replace quantum computing, Alina responded, stepping forward. Each approach has its strengths. Classical computing, quantum systems, biological processors, they can all work together, creating something greater than the sum of their parts. A holographic demonstration sprang to life in the center of the chamber, showing the new hybrid systems being implemented across the galaxy. Classical computers provided flexibility and creativity. Quantum processors handled complex calculations, and biological systems added adaptability and intuition. The Drukhani's aggression was born from a belief in technological supremacy. Torres addressed the gathered representatives. Let's build something better. A galaxy where different paths are celebrated, not suppressed. As the assembly broke into discussion groups, Alina noticed Adam's subtle presence in her neural interface. The galaxy's entering a new age, the AI observed, not dominated by any single approach, but strengthened by diversity. That's always been humanity's greatest strength, Alina replied. Not that we're superior, but that we recognize the value in different ways of thinking. Outside the chamber's windows, Earth's sun set on a galaxy forever changed by the recognition that true advancement comes not from dominance, but from cooperation. 1 year after the Drukhani surrender, the Galactic Assembly gathered in Earth's orbit aboard the newly constructed Unity Station. The massive structure represented everything humanity had fought for, its design combining classical engineering, quantum stabilization, and biological adaptation systems from a dozen different civilizations. Dr. Elena Santos stood at the observation deck, watching ships from across the galaxy dock at the station. Each vessel represented a different technological philosophy, yet they all moved in perfect harmony thanks to the new hybrid traffic control systems. The final integration tests are complete, Adam announced through her neural interface. The Galactic Defense Network is fully operational. Admiral Torres joined her at the window, his uniform now bearing the insignia of the Combined Defense Force. Hard to believe that a year ago, most of these civilizations didn't even know about each other. They knew, Alina corrected with a smile. They were just waiting for someone to prove that different paths could work together. The main assembly chamber filled with representatives from hundreds of worlds. The former Drukhani Empire's systems had been peacefully redistributed, their technology adapted and improved through collaboration. Where quantum cascades once brought destruction, they now powered revolutionary transportation networks. Incoming transmission from the Sirius Exploration Fleet, Lieutenant Suarez reported from her new position at Unity's command center. They've successfully mapped the quantum signatures of the galactic core using our hybrid sensor array, data we never thought possible to collect. High Speaker Kildrith, now serving as one of many equal voices on the Galactic Council, activated the chamber's central display. A holographic map showed the newly unified galaxy, countless points of light connected by quantum tunnels, classical communication relays, and biological information networks. A year ago, he addressed the assembly. We thought we knew the path of progress. Earth showed us that true advancement comes not from perfecting one approach, but from embracing many. Elena stepped up to the presentation area, accompanied by the synchronized presence of Adam and other AI partners. The Drukhani believed that quantum supremacy would give them control of the galaxy. Instead, their actions revealed something far more powerful: the strength of diversity. The display shifted to show the new defense fleet. Ships of every design and philosophy moved in perfect formation, their systems working together seamlessly. Classical computers provided strategic oversight, quantum cores handled complex calculations, and biological processors maintained adaptive responses. We face the future not as competitors, Torres added, but as partners. Each civilization bringing its unique strengths to create something greater than any of us could achieve alone. As if to punctuate his words, a new star bloomed in the galactic map. The first successful quantum classical hybrid star drive, opening up unexplored regions of space. The assembled representatives watched in awe as data streamed in from the test flight, processed simultaneously by every type of computing system working in harmony. "This is just the beginning," Alina said softly, watching the data flow through her neural interface. "We've learned that the true measure of advancement isn't in dominating one path, but in finding ways for all paths to lead forward together." The galaxy had changed forever, and as humanity looked to the stars, they saw not just distant lights, but endless possibilities born from the understanding that strength lies not in uniformity, but in the symphony of different voices all working as one.